My lying best friend convinced my husband that I cheated because she is in love with him. She finally confessed that she lied when I was sent to the hospital because of her. My best friend and I met my husband 8 years ago when we were still in college. We became very good friends very fast. We always hung out together and called regularly. Then, he and I started dating. I wasn't aware that my best friend had any feelings for him, so I never questioned my relationship with him. I didn't see our relationship as a bad thing and I trusted my best friend with very important things about our dating life. She never complained and always rooted for us. There were just no signs there. The most important thing I ever told her was that I was pregnant. I hadn't even told my husband yet because I trusted her with my whole life. We both cried tears of joy, or so I thought, because this was a planned baby. My husband and I wanted to get pregnant for months before it finally happened. And to think I celebrated with my best friend first. She seemed so happy for me that my chest hurts knowing that all that was fake. 6 months later, my husband started acting really weird towards me. He was always mad at me for no reason and nitpicked everything I did. A single thing couldn't be out of place or else he'd yell at me and I'd never hear the end of it. He'd only stop screaming when I started crying, but he only went to our bedroom. He never actually apologized for it all. Until one day, I had enough and confronted him. He told me he's mad at me because he knows the truth, whatever that meant. I asked what he was talking about and he showed me all the cheating evidence he had. He showed me conversations from a dating app between a man and me, though I never created an account. Somebody was using my pictures that I never posted and only have on my phone. In those chats, I told this man that I was pregnant and that I didn't know if it was his or my husband's. I even talked to that man about recent sexual encounters while I was pregnant. I told my husband that everything was fake and that I wanted to know where he got those screenshots. Apparently, they were screenshots from my old phone that I supposedly used to talk to other men. That's when he delivered the news that shattered my heart. My best friend was the one who told him everything because she couldn't look him in the eye knowing the truth. According to her, she knew about me cheating and told him to look for evidence on my old phone. When he found those screenshots, he got really angry and that's why he was acting weird the last few weeks. I obviously told him my friend was lying, and she probably used my phone without me knowing to do that. I reassured him that I never created any account and that I never slept with another man other than him in my whole life, but he didn't believe me. This led to a huge fight between us, where we both said hurtful things to each other. He constantly called me a cheater and I called him a bad husband for not believing me. He told me to pack my stuff and when I refused, he took me by the arm to do it. He was hurting me, so I pushed him and he hit a piece of furniture. After we calmed down, we called my best friend to confront her. All she said was that she was sorry, but she no longer wanted to keep lying to one friend to save the other's butt. We had a horrible fight but she was calm as a effing psycho insisting that I'm a cheater. She told my husband that she drove me to meet the man at hotels so many times before, and that I made her pay with her card every time. The truth is that I was never in any of those hotels, but I couldn't convince my husband that it's all a lie because the evidence indicates that I'm guilty. He was furious and told me to get out. He also wanted a divorce and a paternity test. I must have cried for hours that day. In just an hour or two, I lost my best friend and my husband. I ended up going to my mother's house, and we did the paternity test which obviously indicated that the baby was his. And yet, he still didn't believe that I didn't cheat on him. We had a few more fights after we did the paternity test, and I ended up in the hospital because of the stress. It was tough to deal with all of this and I honestly wasn't surprised that I landed myself in the hospital. But my best friend was shocked. That made her confess that everything he saw was fake. She had made both accounts, mine and that of the man I was supposedly cheating on him with. She said that she did it because she was jealous. Since I'm pregnant, he doesn't pay attention to her anymore and that made her lose her mind, causing her to act in the worst way possible. She also said that now she's really sorry, that she never thought all this would go this far and that she thought he'd just get mad for a few days. She thought he would forgive me because she knew that he loves me too much to forgive me anything. Since her confession, my husband has apologized in 1,000 ways. We talked about what happened and we decided to give each other space, as well as going to therapy. I don't know if that will be enough because our relationship is at its worst. It's screwed up and I'm afraid we can't work this out because we won't have the same relationship as before.